Everyone, Elvira here. I'm back. Now I debone the turkey legs because of the thin bones that they have in there. So I always debone them to make sure you don't have any fine ones so they don't get stuck in your throat and everything. So that's deboned right there. Then I have 3 cups of broth that I get out and I put that in there. And I have 3 cups of rice. And what I was saying before I got cut off is my 3rd year probably was getting easier for me to do things, but before that it wasn't, because it was like, wow, it was just so hard for me to get things, going and stuff. And people were like, what was it like? The 3rd year I started to be able to feel like I was finally down into almost to the 100s. I was almost to 199, and it was like, okay, that was going on my 3rd year. And my 4th and 5th years is when I finally finished it. So officially it took me, counting this year, 6 years to get off all the weight. But I'm in a much better place than, for me, it just feels so good to not have all that excess on me. I get around good. I get probably bullied and more jealous of me now because I'm so gorgeous. But, what it is what it is. I love my life, and I'm going to be gorgeous until the day I die now. I'm going to make sure that I'm number 1. I'm going to make sure that I keep God and angels in my life. I'm going to make sure I get in that gym all week, My life every day is like I was telling people before. Is I get up in the morning, I clean my house, I feed the animals, go to the gym and come home and work. Ever since COVID, we work from home a lot, but I still have Zoom calls and everything else on this case I'm working on. It's my last case. And this is my dream, to always be an author, and I've always wanted to be on TV. And my dream's gonna come. My dream is gonna happen. And I think my journey and my experience with what I've accomplished, I think a lot of people would like to hear it, because I get talked all the time from different people. You need to get on TV. You need to tell your story, because this is amazing. Because you don't see, people are always doing the thing. I use real food. I'm eating real food, and just to see how tiny I am, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, and then we get this to a boil, and as soon as I get this to a boil, I put the rice in, which is starting to boil. And I'll tell you, my life today is much better. My life is much better today than it was, 6 years ago and stuff, because I don't have all the stress on me. I don't have all the weight on me, and that weight just was wearing me down. I could barely walk sometimes. I'm telling you, I could barely walk, and it was hard. It was very hard, to walk and stuff. And then you add more paprika. And you just coat it in this way. I'll show you. Because then we're going to mix it in with the turkey, and it's done. That's what you do. And I'll tell you, when you do get the weight off, I think for me, at about the 3rd year, I started feeling pretty good. I finally wasn't getting sick all the time, and stuff, and things like that. And I do take vitamin D and C. Like that. You take those. And I take some C's too. And I take those every day, and 3 times a day, and it boosts my immune system up, and that's what I do. And I like, where I'm at today, and I don't get sick. Once in a while I get a sinus infection, but other than that, I really don't, and it's great. I'm going to leave that cook a minute. Come over here. And for me, I think for me now, I'm in such a good place with my life that all my dreams are starting to come true for what I want. And it's like I worked hard for this, you know. I think the hardest part for me was the journey was when I was fat. I had to accept accept the fact that I was fat, I was overweight, you know, and things like that. And then I knew one day I'd get the weight off, and I knew that. And now that I have the body back to do it, it's great, you know. And you keep adding paprika, because I do, and then you're pretty much done. And then you just leave it. I just use the minute rice. You can use bag rice. You can pretty much use whatever kind of rice you want. And then basically what happened is that with my health, well, for me, I think a lot of it was just the weight, because I was just too fat. And once you get that point where you're so obese that, you know, and I carried my weight well, but I pretty much carried it. I pretty much carried it through here. So my upper body is not as strong as my lower body. My lower body is really strong. That's why I can power lift some heavy shit. That's what my trainer says all the time. He's like, pick that shit up. And I do. And I mean, I just go up there and, you know, I can pick it up. But I think a lot has to do with the way I carry the weight. We have a lot of people that come in with low self-esteem and stuff like I did. And they're saying, you know, trainer's the best way. It is. It's expensive. You know, most of the people come in, they have good jobs, you know, and stuff like that, you know, and things. So it's like, yeah. And to me, I love where I'm at today, because it's such a good feeling, you know, when you go in and people are like, hey, how you doing? You know, good morning. And you get the punch like that, you know. And people always tell, man, I can't wait to be doing what I'm doing. But this is my 6th year, so I should be strong enough to do what I do. You know, like my trainers say, I'm a vet at this. So yeah, pretty much. And to me, that's very important. You know, my workouts are very important to me. It's been a long journey for me. And it's been a hard journey, especially doing it alone. But I've done it, you know. And I think it's great. I got told tonight by somebody, they called me and they said, man, they said, you're gorgeous. They said, he goes, I just can't get over the transformation you've done. He goes, this is just insane that you're so gorgeous. And then somebody else watched a couple of the videos I posted today, and they're like, you look so good in this outfit, you know. And they said, you need to start wearing more of these. You look so good. And I was like, wow, you know, when people tell you that, it feels good. You feel good about yourself. And I do feel good about myself. And stuff. And then all I do is add it to the rice to the turkey, and I mix it together. And I just put it in a bowl when it cools, and then I got something to eat. I think also, like, when you first start out, if you think you're just going to go into lifting weights, no, normally it takes a good year to 2 years. You know, it took 3 years before I started lifting weights. I didn't start lifting weights until 2020. That's what it looks like. And then the calorie count, it makes 6 1-cup servings. Calorie count is 255. Carbs is 26. You're getting the carbs from the rice. Fat is 4, and protein is 15. So, yeah, and the first year, I was just doing exercises. The second year, I was still doing exercises, you know. The third year is when I started to learn how to deadlift and stuff. But it doesn't, you know, this weight doesn't come off overnight. You have to really, really work at it. You have to really count the carbs, calories, and proteins. But see, I've also been successful because of Fit Team. This here. I sell this. This actually controls the appetite. It's good for the immune system. And when you first start out, I started out with like 5 of these. You get enough for a month. And I did, and then I dropped down to 1 or 2 now. And sometimes 3 if I'm just stupid and I decide I just don't, I'm hungry, but I know I can't eat because it's a certain time, I have to quit eating, and it's like, okay, I'll just do a 15. But it does control the appetite, and that was something I did need, was an appetite suppressant because of my situation. When you start out, then as I started working out, the second year I felt a little more confident because I was able to get some plus size clothes for workout, okay? At Dick's Sporting Goods and stuff, and Cabela's or whatever. So I was able to do that. And then I could go to Kohl's and get some plus size stuff for workout. Then when finally in year 3, I was able to start getting workout clothes out of the plus. So I didn't get out of the plus size until year 3. And then I kept going down, 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 down. And now everybody's like, man, you're so tiny. But this is my weight size that I'm supposed to be. And also my size for my height too. And body build. And my doctor, I sent him a picture last night with me going out. And he says, I'm so proud of you. A lot of people are, it's just amazing what I've done. But you can do it. You just really got to focus. And the big thing about it is you got to focus. You got to realize that you're going to the gym for a purpose. You're not there. It's not a meat market, We're not there. If you think we're there to, for the meat market, like we call Crunch and Planet Fitness and all these other places where design, that's not it. We all dress the way I dress, which you normally see me dress. And that's it. I have to pull on Tuesday, and I believe me, I'll get in there, do the treadmill. Then I turn around and I'll pull 135, 3 reps, 155, 3 reps, and then 185, and they'll tell me they'll say add 10s on there, which is 205, and then I'll start pulling as many as I can. And last week the reps were moving. 3rd rep I couldn't get because I was getting fatigue sets in. When you start pulling heavy, it starts getting to you, and stuff. So, and then I'll have 3 rounds of 12 deadlifts, like 135, and then I have 155. I'll pull 2 rounds of 12, and I'll be freaking dying. And then I have sumo. Did we do sumos? Nah, oh yeah, that's right, I got squats on the Smith machine. So, and you have to go down there, and then I was hurting on last Tuesday because my legs were really hurting because the way you got to go down and stuff. So the workouts for me now are more intense, but it's about maintaining now. It's about maintaining the weight off and maintaining a healthy lifestyle, and that's what I do. On the weekends, I take a detox bath with baking soda, essential oils, uniodized sea salt, and Epsom salts. And I also have, another ingredient that I add, but that's a private one. And I soak for an hour and a half. I listen to meditation music, and that just totally relaxes, I do that a lot. Once a week, I make sure my body is detoxed because you don't realize how much. When I first started, my water was black as what these clothes that I have on. And now there's not much. But that's another thing that I do, another ritual that I do. And I think for me, in the long run, from where I started and where I'm at is a good position. You just have to keep going back. It's not easy. You really got to stay focused. And it's very hard. I mean, I'm in the gym 6 times a week in 4 days. I double up on Tuesday and Thursdays. That's why. I don't know how I do it, but then on Thursday I'll be dead. And then I tell everybody, well, I'll be dead on Thursday, but I'll be back to life on Friday. So, but it can be done. I will see you next week. God bless everyone. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Keep angels and God in your life. Always remember to put yourself number one and realize that you're important, and realize that love yourself. If you love yourself, you'll get along real good in this world, and that's what I've learned. And hold your head high. Everybody deserves that. See you soon. Bye.